Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Patrons video today that I'm making for Callmehehe of a track from an act named the Uncrowned titled Only Forward. And if we switch over to here, this is an interesting piece. It's a track with a few hundred plays. The Uncrowned, Chinese name, Only Forward, country of origin China from Beijing, and this is melodic metal. Now I'll be honest with you, I like my metal, so thank you to Callmehehe for suggesting this, you know it's good. We're gonna listen through this track from start till finish, and we're gonna hear what we think. Let's go. Oh. Ooh, I love those synths in comparison with those drums. Damn, and the guitars as well, dude. The production's sensational. I'm getting a massive... Oh, and there's English lyrics down the bottom. Oh, I have been looked after today. This is fantastic. It's giving me a real sort of Trivium, As I Lay Dying vibes. I like the fact we've got the clean vocals in the verse to contrast with the growlers in the intro. I like the fact that the band is extraordinarily tight. There is not a single note out of place, and you can tell because how wonderfully they've got the alternate sort of chugging of the rhythm guitars with those double kicks on the drums. No one is willing to become a walking dead man. Is that the only compromise? Damn, dude. The vocal technique that guy has, that singer, is phenomenal. I like the rest of the band coming in with the hey part, but like those growls are just unreal, man. Trying to keep the promise to move forward until the end. Okay, so we're not giving up. We're not giving in to whatever we're having to deal with. I enjoy that. Really catchy hook there. We're getting those held notes, those whole notes in the vocals. Again, the space there. The space. I love the fact we're not shoving more story down our throats. Not that they were to begin with, but what I mean is that like just allowing us to enjoy the guitar, bass, drums, the technical prowess of the musicians involved. I think that's really special. And sometimes I fear that with metal, if you overdo one part of it, like again the vocals or the singing, yeah, too much sort of like development there, it can take away from all the wonderful stuff that is occurring elsewhere. Great to have that synth motif come in here. Smart move. Seriously, Bullet for Valentine vibes, man. Like, it's crazy how much this is bringing in a lot of the stuff that was happening in the mid to late noughties with new metal and metalcore and stuff like that, dude. Great switching up of those different time mixes, man. Oh, we got some EDM in here with the filtering. Solo section! Wow, I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. Great phrasing. Are they harmonizing? Are both guitarists doing that? That's fucking wild. Holy shit. That second half of that solo came out of nowhere, man. I was like, okay, I get it. We're having a nice, well, sort of classically voiced kind of solo section with those bends and cute little bits of repetitive melody there. And the sequencing of it, I follow it. And then suddenly shred and sweeps, man. It's like, what have we got today? I'm so glad I know about these guys, man. Yeah, to be fair, I think the devil horns are kind of justified here. I mean, I'm not going to be in the latest prick about it, you know, obviously, but yeah, wow, Callmehehe, good pick, good pick, because this is my conclusion to this review of the Uncrowned with their track Only Forward. What do I think it's about? I think it's about someone who is walking through life and sticking to their ideals, and the people around them aren't necessarily willing to stick to their ideals and stand by what they believe in. I think the idea with this track is that he's sort of contrasting himself to them and making a statement that he will continue to go only forward and never look back and find a better place in life and live up to his ideals, I suppose. That's kind of what I'm thinking. There could be more to it. I will acknowledge that the lyrics are vague enough that they can mean quite a lot of different things. And I think that's kind of intelligent because you can show who you are without needing to show what you're actually working towards. Although, like, honestly, man, I dig that. I think part of the reason why you can keep it vague as well is that if the listeners are more likely to relate to it if you're not too you don't make it too much of a niche. But like, yeah, no, I'm going to keep moving forward too, you know, and that's what gets people hype and vibing at like a metal concert. A lot of the best metal is like actually empowers you, you know, like it helps you to get through shit, you know, and it's just fantastic. I really enjoyed my time with this song. I'm really glad that I've heard about the Uncrowned. They are a really good band. I'm not sure if they're continuing or if they're still going. I hope they did find some success because they deserved it. They're an incredibly talented band. I mean, the vocal performance there, the guy's a good clean vocalist. The growls were phenomenal, fantastic. Great choice of knowing when to go between the two. Like, honestly, like I've got no complaints about that whatsoever. The guy, he's got a smart, he's smart. I think there were other maybe like backup clean vocalists and stuff like that, like doing the sort of more melodic stuffs and like the verses and stuff. And then obviously he handled the chorus section with those working well with the different harmonies on the guitar parts and just honestly, like he was a good constant contrast to like the audacity of the double kicks and the furious little fills and those squealies on the rhythms and the bass and all that kind of stuff. And he even managed to behave well with those synth parts, which were in like a similar vocal range, frequency wise to where he was as a vocalist. I'm glad we didn't try to argue with the synths too much, to be fair, but at the same time, I'm stoked with it. I'm stoked. This is a great track, man. I adore it. So, you know, the vocals are absolutely sensational. Great head and chest voice with great growly technique. I think as well. We've got a situation with this guy where, or with this band, where like just the motif behind it fits so well into the metalcore genre. Great use of drop C with those tight chugs and palm mutes and alternate picks. We had like more of a power chord, or sort of more easily followable kind of progression in that hook section to make it more catchy. But otherwise, we were sticking around those root notes, and we even then we had some spicy stuff going in the hook with those last two chords of the line there, where I think we may have had some parallels, or maybe gone to like a kind of a more exotic direction just for a bit of extra tension and drama there. Music, just in terms of its musicality. But yeah, no, the work on the strings, going between those sort of string skip parts, and then obviously the guitar solos were amazing, and obviously the drums, keeping everything nice and tight in those verse sections and intros and everything. It takes a lot of skill to be able to play like this, and the fact that they were showing live performances just shows how incredible they are. And I'm not being nice for the sake of even bias. It's literally just that when I see a band that can play this well, I'm gonna say good job, because metal is not easy to play. You know, I'm not saying it's the hardest genre to play at all, but it's not an easy genre to play like this anyways. You know, there's a lot of effort and time put into it, you know, which is why I appreciate it when people give metal a chance. It's not just all pig squeals and growlies and Satan. You know, there's a lot more to it. Some of it can actually be kind of inspirational, like this stuff, you know. I think the band managed to find a way to sound authentic to the genre whilst the vocals list also told the story he wanted to in a way that would be great for a single. And I think that having the synth occasionally was a smart idea, just because having a more of a focus on those guitar, bass, and drums suits the genre better in certain respects. But again, having the filtering and the EQ, the sequencer, like the electronic stuff coming into that solo section was a masterstroke. Honestly, there wasn't a note out of place, and I don't know how they could have improved this, like legitimately. It's beautiful. Final thing I want to say just about the production, recording, mixing, and mastering. I know that, like, oh dude, it's just, I could see them, I know what they're using, like I could see their axe effects and stuff like that, and it makes me, I am so happy for them, because they're getting this kind of incredible tone off of an axe effects. It sounds just as good as anything from any modern metal band. And it just goes to show what's possible when you know your guitar, what sound you want, when you've got good people in the studio mixing those drums there. I'm pretty sure those weren't sampled drums, they were like the actual proper drum kit there, because you have bands nowadays that won't even use their own drum sounds, they'll just replace them in samples in the mix and master process, which is sad. Why bother having a drum kit like that, you know? But yeah, no, the vocals were in a great position there. Either the growlies contrasted with the rest, or we had the clean vocals sitting at mid to high range there, well on top of the guitars, bass, and drums, and then the synth was occasional as well, so it didn't argue too much. Everything was EQ'd and filtered really well. There was a nice filtering and automation to that synth coming in before the solo section, and that solo section, especially when the harmonized guitars came in for the sweeps, were ridiculous. They were crazy, man. They were really good fun. And the notching of stuff in the frequency spectrum and the stereo field, it was great as well. You know, the song sounded nice and wide. There were no resonances there. The instruments, again, were treated properly. And, you know, the compression on those guitars and the side chaining of the drums, and just, oh man, it was damn near flawless. Really good production for the 2010s, you know, like, especially because it was played raw. It was played live, right? And just, yeah. Honestly, like, finally, limiting compression was nice and loud without pumping. All in all, a great first impression to the Uncrowned, because this is my review of the Uncrowned's Only Forward. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go check out their various social medias, and if it's on YouTube, you know, check out the YouTube and everything else, and stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and I'll catch you in the next SP Patrons video. Spiderhands out.